The last games of NBA legends. The game of basketball is constantly changing in accordance with the talents, preferences, values, and finances of those who play, watch, supervise, and profit from it. Since the NBA's inception over 70 years ago, a select number of players have left their imprint on the way the game is played, followed, and valued. In this video, we look at the last games of some of the most celebrated NBA legends. But before we begin, kindly show some love by subscribing to our channel so that you can continue enjoying our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our uploads. Let's get it on! Number 1. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki played 21 seasons in the NBA, all of which were with the Dallas Mavericks. The German national is one of the last few lifers who prioritized loyalty above anything else. In his final game for the Mavs, Nowitzki logged 20 points, 10 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a couple of three-pointers. He did this in 31 minutes of action, despite the fact that he averaged just 15.6 minutes per game that season, along with 7.3 points and 3.1 rebounds per contest. Obviously, Nowitzki wanted to prove that he could still get it done in the final game of his career. One of the most memorable moments of the evening was Nowitzki tearing up during the pre-game tribute video that was played on the big screen. By the end of the evening, when Dirk was subbed out after making his 20th point, the entire crowd was cheering him on wildly. Oh, and it was an away game for the Mavs that night, with the San Antonio Spurs hosting Nowitzki's final game. Number 2. Reggie Miller. It's pretty obvious that no single player wants to end their career on a losing note. Well, Indiana Pacers legend Reggie Miller did just that. However, he had such an astounding performance that he still made it to our list here today. Miller's final game came during the 2005 playoffs. It was Game 6 of Indiana's second-round matchup against the Detroit Pistons. Miller did all he could to push his side to victory, finishing with 27 points on 11 of 16 shooting, along with 4 triples, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Unfortunately for him, the Pacers were overwhelmed by the Pistons, and Miller's final game ended in defeat. Nonetheless, he was honored with an unforgettable standing ovation at the end of the contest. Number 3. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade had himself a farewell tour in his final season in the NBA. This was during the 2018-2019 campaign, and of course, he had to close out his career with his beloved Miami Heat. Wade actually surprised the basketball world with his consistency throughout the season, averaging an impressive 15.0 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. In his final NBA game, Wade dropped a fantastic 25-point, 11-rebound, and 10-assist triple-double. Miami may have lost that game to the Brooklyn Nets, but there's no denying that Wade was the star of that evening. Number 4. Bill Russell. Bill Russell is easily one of the greatest players to have ever donned the Boston Celtics uniform. Actually, he's one of the greatest players ever, period. Russell's illustrious career came to an end on May 5, 1969. He managed just 6 points that evening, but he also grabbed 21 boards. What makes this performance so memorable is the fact that it was in Game 7 of the finals, against no less than Boston's age-old rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers. Russell, who also happened to be the team's coach at that time, led his side to a decisive Game 7 victory en route to a record 11th championship for the legendary Celtics big man. Number 5. Kobe Bryant. As far as final game performances go, Kobe Bryant's last game for the Lakers has got to be the best among the bunch. On April 13, 2016, the Black Mamba came out with an amazing Kobe Bryant outing, dropping an incredible 60 points on his final career game. The 5-time NBA champ really wanted to score as much as he could that evening, taking a career-high 50 shots to hit the 60-point mark. Ultimately, the late great Kobe Bryant led the Lakers to a thrilling comeback victory against a formidable Utah Jazz side. Bryant addressed the crowd after the game, and in true Kobe fashion, he dropped the mic at the end of his speech, uttering the now immortalized phrase, "Mamba out." Number 6. Michael Jordan. What we're talking about here is the last game of the great Michael Jordan in a Chicago Bulls uniform. He cemented himself as the GOAT after an amazing performance in Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. The icing on the cake was Jordan's unforgettable game-winning second three-peat clinching shot with just a few seconds remaining. Technically, MJ's last game was with the Wizards in 2003 in a rather pedestrian 15-point performance. However, if he never went out of retirement for a second time, then surely that last game in Utah would have easily been the greatest final game performance in NBA history. Number 7. Shaquille O'Neal. Shockingly, the most dominant big man in the history of the game was unable to log a single positive stat during his last outing on an NBA hardwood. Notably, his tenure with the Boston Celtics wasn't exactly the peak of his career, but him logging just 331 minutes on a playoff loss was just sad for such a legendary player. Number 8. Kevin Garnett. We're all glad Kevin Garnett had the chance to go full circle and retire as a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves after pursuing glory with the Boston Celtics. The big ticket was a fierce competitor and one of the hardest working guys ever to lace them up. Gladly, his team was able to get a win the last time he was around, but he spent most of the season inactive afterward. In the 2016 shutdown, Garnett recorded only 2 points. Number 9. Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is one of the biggest legends of the game never to win an NBA championship. Sadly, he was vastly mistreated on his way out of the league, kind of the same way Carmelo Anthony has been looked at in recent games. At least, the answer he had the chance to light up one last time for his beloved Philadelphia 76ers, even though his team was blown out by the Chicago Bulls. He bagged 13 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound on his final day as a player. Number 10. Steve Nash. Steve Nash was mightily struggling to stay healthy after joining the Lakers to try and retire as a champion next to Kobe Bryant, something that, sadly, didn't end up happening. The two-time MVP spent most of the season inactive before logging just 13 minutes on a blowout loss against the Houston Rockets. Nash's final game in August of 2014 saw him record 3 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and 1 three-pointer. Not a bad way to bow out. Number 11. Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili recently became the latest member of the Spurs organization to have his jersey hanging high in the rafters after winning 4 NBA championships with the team. He left the Spurs on quite a high note after recording an astonishing game-winning block on James Harden as a 40-year-old legend. In his 2018 farewell game, Manu clocked 10 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 three-pointer. Number 12. Larry Bird. Even though the Celtics legend Larry Bird played his last couple of seasons with a nagging chronic back problem, which limited him to just 45 games during the 1991-1992 campaign, his last in the NBA, the then 35-year-old forward found additional inner strength and motivation to lead the rejuvenated Boston squad. That season, that began with the departure of longtime traditional rival Magic Johnson, Larry averaged 20.2 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 6.8 assists for a 51-31 Celtic squad. Did you enjoy our video? Who among these retired athletes was your favorite? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.